The scene starts off with Shin and Hisuke getting transferred to the next part of the prison in hopes of getting stronger. It's kind of like a giant maze now because the prisoners got bored and started adding more to it. After walking around for a bit, they find a new guy sleeping on the sand with no clothes whatsoever. Like, bro got everything down there touching nothing but sand. The newcomer explains that he got jumped and robbed of his stuff. Hisuke asks if they took his clothes too, but nah, he just wasn't wearing any. That really makes me think, why we got niggas jumping random naked dudes? The new guy is here because he wants to find a fortune teller at the prison's lowest level, and apparently he got in a fight with a friend and wants to make amends. Shin uses his abilities and confirms he's not lying. They then start getting sucked into the sand, and fast forward through some villain dialogue, Shin gets the bad guys to drop whatever they took from the new guy. It turns out to be a huge compound bow. Now in a series like Sakamoto Days where you got people who can control metal or read minds, you think this is kind of lame and won't amount to much, but this dude just blew this nigga to smithereens. One of the fodders tries getting his get back, but he gets his head taken off. The last one tries attacking, but I think you know what happens next. It's then revealed that this dude's name is Tenkyu, and he wants to kill Sakamoto and his family to make amends with his friend, who is Uzuki. Uzuki doesn't fuck with bro anymore because out of everyone who came out of the orphanage from making order members, Tenkyu was the only one who came out a success. He's an emotionless killing machine. He will slime you out without a care in the world. He's up there with Anakin and bossing Seizuko for the award for most switch-ups. Tenkyu's kinda dumb and didn't realize that Shin and Hisuke are actually Sakamoto's comrades, so they get ready to jump him, but then a trap goes off and then blah blah blah, we're here for the fight. Skipping forward, I didn't mention how Shin said he was the fortune teller and actually gained Tenkyu's trust, but it was short-lived because this idiot wants to say otherwise, and these guys revealed Shin and Hisuke's true identity. One gets packed up and Tenkyu instantly locks the fuck in. Shin tries mediating the situation, but Tenkyu immediately tries taking off his head. And to go off on a little tangent, I've been reading Sakamoto Days since I was a junior in high school. I'm now a junior in college. And seeing Shin move like this was so hyped the first time I read it. Like, this dude was so trash in the beginning, now he's goated. Hisuke then puts Tenkyu in a headlock, trying to get him to calm down, but this monster drops the arrow between his toes and almost puts a hole between Hisuke's eyes. He manages to dodge it at the last second, and Tenkyu jumps back and uses this guy's whole face as a distraction to line up another shot. Shin dodges again, and Tenkyu comes to the conclusion that Shin is the one with the mind-reading abilities. He realizes he has no more arrows while Hisuke tries shooting him. Tenkyu then uses bro's bullet as an arrow, putting a hole in Hisuke's shoulder. Shin starts glazing and doesn't even see Tenkyu blitz behind him and give him this mean bash to the back of his head. Tenkyu grabs some bars to use as makeshift arrows, and Shin tries freezing him, but it doesn't work. I didn't mention this before, but this girl is Atari, and she is the real fortune teller. She's incredibly lucky. Not only does she save Shin from Tenkyu's attacks, but she also makes a gun from scraps to use against bro. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what Shin shot here to make it blow up like this, and I know I'm not tripping because Tenkyu thought it was luck too. But we're just gonna skip past that and fast forward a little bit. Tenkyu catches up to them and starts putting belt to ass. Atari gets taken, Tenkyu starts tweaking, and Shin finally locks in. He cuts Tenkyu's face and says he's resigning from the Sakamoto store for the sole purpose of killing this guy. Fast forward a bit, Tenkyu initiates a phase transition and Shin refuses to grab Hisuke's hand, deciding to stay back and fight. Shin lands and Tenkyu instantly tries sending bro back to spawn. They then get straight to boxing. Shin tries stopping Tenkyu again, and obviously it doesn't work, so he gets punished for it. He then remembered a conversation with the goat, Nagumo, and realizes it can only be used on the same person once. Tenkyu then starts channeling his inner angry bird and launches himself towards Shin, palming this grown-ass man in the face in the process. Niggas start doing anything when the cameras are on them. Tenkyu then undoes his bowstring and uses it as a whip. Shin dodges and Tenkyu tries sneaking him again, but Shin hits him with this mean kick. Tenkyu rushes back in, but Shin's already knowing what he's trying to do and gets him with this crazy kick again. Shin attempts to break his neck, but Tenkyu wasn't having it and distracts him with Rebel. He then notices something. Shin can't see incredibly random attacks and gets his legs switched down by rocks. Tenkyu readies an arrow, knowing Shin can't move. Shin then uses his ability on himself, bypassing his physical limits. He acknowledges this and tries slamming on Tenkyu, but he retreats and takes off the eye patch, revealing a crazy looking eye. He then readies an arrow, twisting the string in the process and lets it fly, taking out Shin's entire shoulder. It's time for the final act. Tenkyu fires another arrow and cuts Shin again. On the bright side, they're both feeling gassed and need to finish this quickly. Tenkyu rushes in and hits Shin while lining up another shot. Shin tells himself to move and it works somehow. It's then revealed that Shin can use the ability on himself an infinite number of times. He locks in and hits Tenkyu square in the jaw, knocking out a tooth. This psycho then proceeds to grab it and use it as a projectile, hitting Shin smooth in his cranium. When I first read this, I thought this was so gross too. They found bro with no clothes on. You think he brushed his teeth? Shin then starts to worry because he's not moving faster even with his mind amp. He then has a crazy idea of making his mind move faster instead of his body, leading to him perceiving everything at a slower rate. He then grabs Tenkyu's arrow and blitzes the fuck out of him, calling game in the process. Fast forward a bit and Shin is trying everything to convince himself not to kill Tenkyu, but eventually locks in and almost takes bro out. But then the main man himself shows up and stops him.